Hello YouTube, this is Detroit Borg, and today we're going to take a look at the repackaged Universal Dock from Apple. Now it's repackaged because Apple has finally included the aluminum remote with the Universal Dock. Up until December 2nd when this was released, it was still packaged with the original white plastic remote, even though the aluminum remote has been out for almost a year. They've also added a USB power adapter, a USB cable, and they've included a revised set of dock adapters for the more current generations of iPhones and iPods. Now I say repackaged because this is basically the same dock that we've had for a few years now. It's compatible with the iPhone and all versions of the iPod that support the 30-pin dock, so that goes all the way back to the third generation iPod. Let's just take a look around the packaging. Again, you can see the aluminum remote along with the Universal Dock itself, along with an adapter already installed, the USB cable, one of the adapters. On the side we have mention of the included USB power adapter, and that's the US version. And we see the model number here, MC746LLA. Of course, on the side you see a continuation of the front picture along with the USB power adapter indicated here. And on the back we have a listing of what adapters have been included with this package. So we have adapter number, looks like number 19 for iPhone 4, adapter number 15 for 3G and 3GS. We have adapter number 20 for iPod Touch 4th generation, 16 for iPod Touch 3rd generation, 16 also for the 2nd generation, and adapter number 18 for the iPod Nano, up here, iPod Nano 5th generation with video camera. Now let's go ahead and crack into the packaging. I'm just going to cut the seal up here. Alright, so we have the aluminum remote up here. We have the dock down here. All the other accessories should be underneath. Alright, so we have, looks like a manual and the Apple 1-year limited warranty. And that's all. Of course, there are no Apple stickers because this is an accessory, and generally Apple doesn't include those with accessories. And in the bottom we see all these nice dock adapters neatly aligned. You can see number 15, 16, 18, 19, and 20. So if we pull one out, you can see they have little plastic wrappers on. In fact, I'm just going to leave these on because I'm not going to use them. We have the USB cable. Again, I don't need this. I already have plenty of these. And the power adapter. There we go. So this is not the compact adapter. This is just the standard adapter we've seen for years now. This came with the original iPhone. So again, you just connect the USB cable here and plug it into the wall, and these do fold out. First, let's take a look at the remote. Let's peel the plastic off. So you can see it's something we're very familiar with. Again, it's just the solid unibody aluminum remote. Has the infrared sensor up here. Has the directional D-pad up here. This is not a scroll wheel. This is simply a directional wheel. You can see it's raised now, which is a design change from the first aluminum remote. And these are indented. That's the menu, and that's the play, which is flush. So you can see I have plenty of Apple remotes now, and I bet you can't tell which one is different than the others. If you guess the middle one, you're right, and that's because it has a flush D-pad or directional click pad. You can see it's completely flush to the surface, while the new generation has a raised surface. This one actually came with my Apple TV. Otherwise, they're all the same. Now let's get the plastic off the Universal Dock. Now, if we take a really close look at the dock itself, you can see there are these connector points for the dock adapters, 2 here and 1 back here. You can see the 30-pin dock. It's sort of mounted in there. It's very stiff. It doesn't flex. On the back you'll see the line out for audio and the 30-pin connector, which serves a variety of purposes, from syncing your iPod or iPhone or connecting audio or video. On the front we have the infrared receiver. On the bottom we have the Apple logo and some of the information. Designed by Apple in California, assembled in China, model number A1371. And this is a rubber foot just like the old model. Now, this does replace my previous generation Universal Dock, which I purchased in 2005, so this is actually quite old. This predates the iPhone. This is actually compatible with iPhone, and this is not. And you can see the design is only slightly different. It's basically only noticeable in the front. You see that we have a larger infrared sensor on the older model. The newer one has a very small slot that sort of resembles that of the IR sensors on MacBooks. If you look on the inside, the ports themselves, or the dock connector itself, is the same. It has the same angle to it. Nothing really unique there. And of course, the universal dock connector system is the same, so we have the same pins here, same pin in the back to hold the adapters in. On the bottom, of course, there is a difference. We have iPod on the original and just Apple logo here, and that's because this is compatible with more than just the iPod. Now, if we look at the back, we can see that the original dock had an S-video connector, and that's because in order to output video from an iPod, you had to use this S-video connection. The new one uses the the 30-pin dock to connect to video, and you can purchase cables from Apple, component or composite cables that connect to the dock connector itself and allow you to output video and audio. And of course, the audio outputs are available here, and otherwise the dimensions are the same. Again, the same thickness, width, depth, everything is all the same. Now let's go ahead and connect a USB cable. I have this cable connected to my iMac, so let's just plug it in. And I'm going to use a dock adapter. I'm not going to use Apple's dock adapter because I have an iPhone 4 with a Switch Easy Capsule Rebel case, and it won't fit with a dock adapter, but Switch Easy does supply one. Just snap that in and connect the iPhone. So you can see it connected, and now it's charging, and now it's syncing. So this is much better than what my universal dock used to do. Alright, I'm going to swipe to stop the sync. I'm going to take this USB cable, connect it to the old dock, pull the iPhone, swap the adapter, plug in the iPhone 4, and there we go. This accessory is not optimized for this iPhone. Well, that's because the dock predates the iPhone and is not designed to work with the iPhone. But it works anyway and has been working for me since the original iPhone came out in 2007. Now let's go back to the new dock. You do not have to use those dock adapters. In fact, more often than not, I don't, because I don't want to snap those in and out all the time, because as you know, I have a lot of iDevices, so iPods and iPhones. So if I'm just careful, I can just slide it on without any trouble. Now on the back we have the line out, which is good for audio. So if we connect an audio source, you can hear the music on your home stereo. So let's go ahead and play an example. So of course we're going to use some Coldplay. And that's coming through my clip speakers on my iMac. Now let me take you through the use of the remote control with this dock. It's pretty simple. You have the play pause button. So even if the iPod is locked or in sleep mode, just click play, and it plays the last track you were playing. If you skip forward, it goes to the next song. If you hold, it scrubs through the song. Same in reverse. And of course you have the volume up and down control. So volume up, volume down. Now if you click menu, nothing happens in the lock screen. If you go to unlock it, and let's go to play again. Let's go to iPod, and you can see what's happening under the iPod app. Again, if you click menu, and basically all it does is act as a back button. It doesn't really help you in any way, so it's kind of a drawback. You do have to still control this from the iPod itself. So if you want to scrub or look through your artists, you're going to have to do that on the iPod itself. You can't do it with the aid of the remote. So again, if you use the directional buttons, it still just controls the volume no matter what you're in. Again, forward, the song goes to the next track. So again, you really have to go right to the iPod to control it. So now the iPod is the same story. If you click play with the remote, wakes it up, plays where you last left off. Again, you have the volume control, so you can change the volume and skip to the next track or scrub. So let's play a track and scrub it. So there you go. Now it's the same story with the 6th generation Nano. Again, just click play. And you can hear it, you don't see it. Let's wake it up. There's the clock, and there is the playback. Let's click pause, play, increase the volume. You can also click the center button to play or pause, and let's scrub it. So let's just hold the right key. You can't see it visually, but you can hear it. Now, generally speaking, I would not recommend the universal dock for your home entertainment system. I would recommend the Apple TV, because once you've done purchasing the cable and the dock, you spent more than the Apple TV, and you'll have a much less user-friendly experience with lower quality audio and video. It gives you a full menu system from the comfort of your couch, and you don't have to walk up to the iPod, connect it to your TV to use it and navigate it. And of course, Apple TV brings you a lot more features such as Netflix, iTunes rentals, and that sort of thing. Once again, guys, this is Detroit Borg with a look at the repackaged universal dock for the iPod and iPhone. Thanks for watching.